When baking chicken, let's experiment and rank which coating makes it the crispiest. Is it all-purpose flour, cornstarch, baking powder, various cooking oils, or butter? Stay tuned and let's find out. I'll bake 2 pieces of chicken with each of these coatings to find out which makes the crispiest chicken by rank. Let's start with the all-purpose flour. I'll coat 2 pieces of chicken into the all-purpose flour. Now let's use cornstarch. Again, I'll coat a flat and drumstick into just the cornstarch. Next, let's use baking powder. Coating 2 pieces of chicken in just the baking powder. Now let's try cooking oils just to compare. The first one will be the classic olive oil. Dip 2 pieces of chicken into that. Now vegetable oil. And canola oil. Let's also try melted butter. And lastly, let's add 2 with no coating at all, just to compare. Now that we have the coated chicken we'll be experimenting with on a baking rack sheet, I place them in the oven at 425 Fahrenheit for 25 minutes. Then I'll flip the chicken over and do another 25 minutes for a total of 50 minutes. And here's the results. Let's review them one by one. Starting with the all-purpose flour coating. Okay, the crispiness of this was slightly in the middle. I give it a 5 out of a 10 for crispiness. Although there was some slight crisp, it wasn't that crispy, as it had a smoother texture. So if this is the texture you're looking for, use the all-purpose flour. Now let's look at the cornstarch coating. Now these are slightly crispier than the all-purpose flour. I give it a 7.5 out of 10 for crispiness. It has a nice crackling texture, but it's not the crispiest chicken. Now let's look at the baking powder coating. And yes, by looking at all of the chicken, this is the most crispiest chicken of them all. The skin is also a bit flaky, almost what you'd see from Popeye's chicken. So if this is the texture you're looking for, use baking powder. Now for the cooking oils, this is the olive oil, the vegetable oil, the canola oil, the butter, and the plain with no coating chicken. The results: the olive oil, vegetable oil, canola oil, butter, and plain chicken all look similar, with an oily, lightly crisp texture. These were all less crispy than the all-purpose flour, cornstarch, and baking powder. For most crispy, the baking powder would rank the most crispy. Then second, cornstarch, and third, the all-purpose flour. The coating that had the most flavor was the butter, and the plain no-coating chicken was the most bland tasting. Hope this gives you some insight on the results of ways to coating your baked chicken. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.